If you love football, soccer, then you probably love the Apple TV hit comedy Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso, a quirky, soccer-naive American coach, finds his way to England where he comes in to manage a fictitious but struggling Premier League side, AFC Richmond. Hello everyone, this is Rev Brad, and you're listening to the Soccer Chaplains United podcast, From the Touchline. With 20 plus years in and around the beautiful game, both as a chaplain and a press officer before that, I thought I would share in this series some lessons from Ted Lasso. Essentially give a chaplain's perspective on some of the things we see on the show and mesh them up with my own experience. In this series, I'm going to try not to over-spiritualize what we see on the screen, but I do want to comment on some of the elements that I believe can be great points of personal and professional development, no matter your role or relationship with soccer. Whether you're an athlete, a coach, a staffer, or an executive with the beautiful game, I think this series will be fun, creative, and have a little bit of everything for everyone. Just a side note, whilst I've changed this opener from the original one, I will keep the opener for a little while, so if you're listening regularly, when you hear the Ted Lasso theme music at the start of the pod, you can go ahead and skip forward to the 2-minute mark to skip the intro and get right into the pod for the day. Thank you for listening to the From the Touchline podcast. Here we go with a lesson from Ted Lasso.
He's found the space and he's found the back of the net.
Just a little off foot, thinking he's going to go far post. Not strong enough with his right hand.
Whips that one in. Far post, almost made him ends, and they have. He has the hat-trick. The second in his career. The third of the night. The hat-trick hero.
Talked about you're not going to be able to sustain that kind of pressure.
To the corner. Goes towards the near post. And you're the angle, and what a goal! What a goal!
We're not long into episode 2 when out of the gate, lesson 8, look right. Coach Beard literally saves Lasso's life as he's about to step out in front of a car when he's not looking the right direction of oncoming traffic. Oh man, I've been there. I'm blessed to have one of my best mates who's from Scotland, and I've been over to the UK for various football chaplains conferences and interactions with different partners in ministry, Sports Chaplaincy UK to name one of them. Without fail, it typically takes me a day or two to become accustomed to some of the British ways where life is a little bit different than the US. Looking to the right, going to the other side of the car as a passenger, minding the gap, all of these are just a few of the unique experiences that are just different enough and dangerous enough if you don't pay attention to them. One of the truths about football as a sport is that, especially on the professional side, it's a global game. And opportunities abound for the game to take you to many places and parts of this world, some developed, many underdeveloped. It's a cross-cultural, multilingual, multi-ethnic sport. You can be absolutely clueless or unskilled with language or cultural nuances, and if you drop a football in anything resembling a park or community gathering spot, you can instantly develop relationships that know no boundaries or have the typical barriers. All fine and good if you're short-term and temporary, but if you end up being part of the most beautiful game and going anywhere for any decent length of time, you have to learn the other nuances of where you live. And in Lasso's case, this means learning to look right. When I think of Lasso's need to look right, it reminds me of Jesus' words to his disciples. They were in the garden the night of Jesus' betrayal. And Jesus takes his best friends and says, "Hey, keep watch with me." Jesus knows something's about to go down. The disciples, they were so tired they couldn't stay awake. After a while of praying by himself, Jesus goes back and finds his friends sleeping. He tells them, "Can't you stick it out with me for a single hour? Stay alert. Be in prayer so you don't wander into temptation without even knowing you're in danger. There's a part of you that's eager, ready for anything in God, but there's another part of you that's as lazy as an old dog sleeping by the fire." See, Jesus wanted his friends to look right, to be ready so they didn't get hit by the oncoming bus of everything that was about to happen. Have you ever had a moment where you got caught out? A moment when you weren't paying attention? Have you ever been ambushed? Maybe think back and reflect on some of the ways that you have learned to look right so that you don't get cheated again or run over. Because of the world we live in, especially in professional football, we can get blindsided pretty easily. Do we have someone in our life to help pull us back from things that we cannot see? From times when we're looking in the wrong direction? Maybe as a footballer, you're in a new city, or you're with a new team. Maybe you're far from home or far from all the things that are familiar and comfortable. Have you learned to look right? Maybe as a coach, you're coaching a younger generation of player with a different mindset and mentality and ways in which they've grown up. Have you learned to look right? Maybe you're new in your ownership or management of a football club. There's a particular subculture and unwritten code amongst this tightly connected community. Have you learned to look right? Learn this lesson from Lasso, but maybe better, learn this lesson from Jesus. Pray. Stay alert. Don't wander unaware of danger. Doing so will help you live another day. Well, thanks for listening to this lesson from Ted Lasso. This is Rev Brad coming to you from the Touchline.